Hi, I'm Andrew from Phoenix Disc, and today I wanted to talk to you about my Hellboy Good Samaritan gun build. So I wanted to talk today about my Hellboy Good Samaritan gun build. It was something I really wanted to print, and it came out pretty well. It's not perfect, but I'm very happy with it, and I learned a lot through the process. First, I downloaded the model, which I will put the link in the description below. The only change I made to the original model was I added the logo to the handle. I printed all the pieces except for the handle in eSun Silver Pro PLA on my Creality CR10. Once I had all the pieces together, I started gluing some of them. First I tried super glue, but it actually stuck too fast, and I didn't have any working time, and a few of my pieces weren't lined up perfectly. I then used plastic epoxy, 20-minute plastic epoxy, and that gave me time to work with it and make sure they were perfectly straight. I used these clamps I got at Lowe's. They're a must-have for gluing large pieces together. Once I had some of the parts assembled, I used some Bondo spot putty to seal the gaps. Sanded these flat, and then took them to my paint area. I then printed the handle in ColorFab Woodfill PLA. I was very impressed with this filament. It looked and felt like wood, sanded nicely and stained excellent. I used some Minwax stain and clear. I could not be happier with how the handle came out. Now as far as painting the barrel, I wanted a thin coat of black so I could sand the edges and the silver PLA would show through. This would give it the worn look that the gun has in the movie. However, when I airbrushed it black, you could see too much of the printing lines. I was just not happy with that. Some of it I could sand, but some of the areas were next to impossible to get to. Next, I tried some filler primer I bought at the auto parts store. A few coats of this made a huge difference. It filled in a lot of the lines, and with light sanding, it looked great. Next, I used black spray paint over the primer, and it started to look really good. Then I ran into a little issue. The last coat of black paint never dried. It stayed super tacky for a week. I tried to heat it with a hairdryer and still would not dry. I have no idea what happened to that last coat of paint. It had painted fine before, and I had painted some other items with the same paint and had no problem. I then decided to take some of my resin and brush it on over the tacky paint. This actually worked really well. Gave it a nice smooth finish. When you brush resin on a piece, make sure you brush it on really thin. I did get some drips, and you just have to sand down the drips. Once I sanded the resin, I sprayed a light coat of clear over top of that. The clear coat gave it a perfect shiny finish. And that's the finish you see now. I think it came out pretty nice. The stand I also downloaded, which I'll post a link for that as well. The first time I printed the stand, it was way too small. I guess someone had made a smaller prop gun. I enlarged it and printed it again, and it fits perfectly. I printed it in 2 colors. I did a color swap halfway through. I then printed and painted some ammo, and now the display is complete. I'm making some new ammo. If you have seen the movie Hellboy, talks about the bullets he made with garlic and silver in them and holy water. I printed some empty shell casings out of bronze fill. I'm going to polish those up, and I'm going to use some resin to make the actual bullets for them. If they come out good, I'll post them up in another video. So this is my Hellboy Good Samaritan build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe and the bell icon to be notified when I post new content. Thank you and have a great day.